First of all, even though there were some technical difficulties, we have two speakers with us. And the reason why we are meeting today is to demonstrate and discuss opportunities for business growth and development in Lublin, not exclusively related to IT sector. And this objective can be met thanks to a willingness of two wonderful persons. And let me introduce Diana Ciszewska-Tolak and Kosikazi Kumalo, two ladies and professionals and entrepreneurs deeply involved in creating a business landscape in Lublin. And Diana comes from the office of the city of Lublin, where she's an expert and leader of entrepreneurship and creative industries support. While Kosikazi Kumalo, she's involved in IT company MBIG, which is one of the leading and for sure a frontier in IT business development in Lublin. So both of them have extensive experience in working, interacting with students, in particular with students of our university. And the objective today is to have like open forum discussion and interaction, what we can do on that, what we can do for each other. How possibly you can be inspired through message from them and plan your career and your future in Lublin, which offers so much opportunities, not only as a place of culture, but as a place supporting businesses and needs of young individuals who want to pursue their professional career. So with that introduction, I'll give the floor to Diana first, asking her for some remarks and introduction, what you do, and what is the business support infrastructure you create, how participants can benefit from it. And Diana, the floor is yours. And if someone wants to ask a question or add some comment, please, it's very informal, please feel free to do so. One important remark, this meeting is being registered, so legally I need to inform you, and all the personal data will be removed from this recording, so it's recorded, but don't worry, you know, there will be no personal identification possible. So with that introduction, I will move to Diana, please.
Thank you so much, Professor. I'm very glad to be a part of this meeting today. As it was mentioned, I work in the Lublin Municipality office in the Department for Strategy and Entrepreneurship. And I'm a leader of the team supporting entrepreneurship support group or team. So our responsibilities are to help young entrepreneurs to start their companies, to inform about the possibilities, because if you would like to be an entrepreneur, you need usually some kind of seed money. So I would like to tell you a little bit more about this today, as well as building the culture, entrepreneurship culture. That's another task of my team. So that's why I'm also very happy that I can be a part of today's meeting. I have to say also that I am a graduate of the Catholic University. So I know how it is to study here in Lublin, and also as well in abroad, because I had this few times this possibility to study abroad in foreign countries. So what I wanted to tell you today that Lublin municipality, or our department, is the department that is responsible for economic development of the city. So we do a lot of things as a team. So our responsibilities is to attract companies to invest in Lublin, and that's the one and very important task. Help companies that are already here in Lublin to grow, also to expand to foreign markets. But also to grow here locally, so build the local connections. So that's something that we are very keen on, as well as building these local connections is between companies, but also between the companies and universities. So like research and development centers, because companies have a lot of different issues that can be solved by the R&D centers, as well as networking. And that is something that I will always emphasize so much, that networking builds cooperation, builds contact, builds your knowledge. And this is something that I really encourage you to, whenever you are and whenever you do, it's something that you have to have in mind, that it's a fantastic tool. So as it was said before, I will be very happy that you will ask me questions during today's meeting. And you can also contact me later on by email. But the thing is that maybe I would like to tell you few things about Lublin, about the strategy. Because my department is also responsible for the strategy, and the strategy has or shows few priority sectors, and one of the priority sectors for Lublin, chosen for Lublin, is IT, is biotechnology, is food processing, since we are in a region that it's so much agriculture region, so food processing, also machinery and automotive sector. So these are the most important sectors here. And why I'm telling you that one, because I strongly believe that if you would like to have to succeed on the job market, or as an employee or as an entrepreneur, you need to know the local market. So it's very important, I think, for you to know what are the local companies, what do they do, what is the trends, and that's one. However, also not only the local trends, but also the global trends. And one of the things that I like the most is the World Economic Forum, and they are publishing every single 5 years top 10 skills. So top 10 skills for 2025. So the year I'm guessing that you are going to graduate from the university. Is you can check it online, of course, but I will just tell you that 4 types of skills: problem-solving skills, so something like analytical thinking, innovation, critical thinking, creativity. The second part of type of skills is self-management. So we know how to deal with our time. So kind of skills like active learning, or resilience, stress tolerance, flexibility. So something that's very soft skills that I think you can also work on that ones during your studies. For a third type is working with people. So leadership, social influence, communication. This kind of skills are seen by World Economic Forum as important one for the next 5 years. And the third and the fourth one is the technology use and development. so very not soft skills, but maybe hard skills, as we can say. So technology design, programming, technology use, monitoring, so this kind of hard skills. So first of all, so my first tip is to know the global trends, to know the local markets, but also to know yourself. And I strongly believe, and I believe that everybody who are here agree with me, that when we do what we love, then we are very good at this one. And it can be something very unusual, can be very something very untypical, however, something that we love. So whenever you decided to work, be a part of the job market, or be an entrepreneur, and to be your own boss, you have to know it will be great that you will do what you love. And the fifth tip, what I have for you today, is to use the help. And maybe with this one, I will stay a little bit longer with this, because I'm not sure that you know, but in Lublin there are something like incubators and accelerators of entrepreneurship, incubators and accelerators. That's the all places where you can find the specialists that can help you to establish your own company, that can help you with the accounting, with the legal issues. Because when you are a young entrepreneur, you usually have very limited knowledge about this one. So it's also nice to use such a spaces, such a place, because if you have to, for sure you're going to make some mistakes, but it's better to learn from mistakes, not from your own ones, but from the mistakes that made others made. So and not to repeat them again. So that's one place. But also, Lublin is interested from the point of view of startups. Right now in Lublin, there are two startups platforms that incubate your ideas. I'm not sure that you know what does mean startup platform. So it's a place where you come with your idea, you pitch, and you then be a part of the program. The program is usually 4 months, sometimes 6, depends, where you have the access to specialists from different fields, from marketing, from customer development, with legal issues, because usually the ideas that are in the startups, they are very innovative. So illegal issues or finding the legal way is important for this part of for the innovators. But also, so you build during this 6 months, you build your prototype of your product or of your service. You check it from the market point of view, so you have the feedback from the market. So it's a fantastic tool that later on, after this 6 months, you have not only established a company, but you are ready to enter the market. And currently, the program is that later on the startups that finishing the incubation process in the startup platforms, they can apply for money from the governmental or EU money, that it's 1 million zlotys, so per company, that can be used for the further development of the company, of the startup. And I'm not sure that you know, but in 2018 and in 2019, Lublin was 4th in Poland in a number of startups. In 2020, however, it wasn't the ranking wasn't done, so it's hard to say because it was a COVID year, so no data. But I don't think, I don't think that we were on a lower position, because the startups, the platforms generate around 100 or 150 even startups per year. And so that number for sure is growing in Lublin dramatically. So but also, if you are interested in starting your own company, you can use the money that it's for grant for starting company. This money comes usually from EU, but they are distributed from the different agencies in Lublin or in region. So if you are interested about this one, you can also contact us, because my team is monitoring this one very closely, and we are always happy to tell you when and how you can apply for the seed money to establish your own company. And also and maybe the last thing that I will tell you is try. Try different things. Try do internships, some kind of workshops. Try and check what you would like to do, and what is make you fun, and maybe what makes you happy to do in your life. So maybe with this one I will stop my short presentation for right now, and pass the floor to Professor. And later on, I hope we will have some further discussion.
Thank you, Diana, for a quick but very comprehensive overview of that, how your team and city of Lublin can help through existing infrastructure, but also through existing human resources put in place in order to assist business development. And I'm sure there will be quite few questions to expand on this, what you said, but for the moment, we'll switch to Kosikasi, so she will have an opportunity to share her bit. So Kosikasi, please.
Yes, hello guys. I'm the short speaker, so I'm not going to speak long. But at first, I'm going to tell you about my company. Then I'm going to tell you who am I and what I'm doing in the company. And then I'm going to tell you some stuff you should know, because I'm the opposite side. Diana is the government part, and I'm the business part, because I work in the IT company. I'm the business development manager, so I'm working with Diana sometimes. And I know she's like good in what she's doing, so it's good to listen both sides of the story. My company gives solution and empowering research and development teams and projects. We are on market since 12 years now in Lublin. So even in Lublin, you've got companies that working all over the world. Even we are here. We made already around 300 projects in Europe and in United States. Our IT team is 50 people, so not much, but they are experts. And we are not only customers, software development specialists, but partners and advisors. And this is the main issue if you want to go into the big world in every type of company, because I'm in IT, but I've been on the job market from 19 years. I've been working in many companies, and I started my job career when I was 21. So I was on the second university, because I'm from the UMCS, and I knew that except knowledge from the university, I need to start building my career as soon as possible, because this is important. As Diana told you before, if you will do something you love, you will not spend even one day in work, because you're going to work until you be old. Let's get real. So you have to find the values of your job and be happy to come to the office or to run your own company. And from my point of view, because I never had my own company, I've been always a worker for somebody, and this is my choice. I chose it. I've seen my bosses that were working very hard, because you have to remember, if you will start the company, at the beginning, you're going to work 24/7. So be aware of that. But, if you want to have a success, you have to like play hard in this issue. And as Diana told you, you have to be wise and you have to know people. There are many places that will help you to start, even the internships. And after, if you when you want to make a decision, you want to be your own boss or you want to work for somebody, you have to know why you made this decision. It's like, great, you have an idea. Yeah, I want to have my own company. But you have to be aware all the difficulties, all the things you need to do to be a good boss, because it's not an issue to have your own company. The issue is to earn money. We all work to have money and to do good stuff. You have to be a professional. For example, in Lublin, in IT sector, there are many companies. And if my company wouldn't be a professional, who cares that we are 12 years on the market? There are so many other companies that can be better, that we have to be always aware about the trends. We have to know people. You have to be aware what's going to happen in the next few years to be able to like take knowledge for the future. And guys, I don't know if you know already, but there is such a place as a Facebook for business, and it's called LinkedIn. If you still don't have an account there, it's like a good idea, even being on the beginning of your university road, to have an account there, because sometimes you can get on internship to any company there, and you can find me there if you ever will have to need to ask about how your CV looks like. I can always help you. This is our own deal because of this place we are meeting now. So think about it. The LinkedIn is a place that every person who wants to be serious in business is supposed to be. And let's try to have this conversation, just ask us questions and make it alive, because when we are talking only, it's boring. So be alive, guys.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Kasi. This is great that you put so much emphasis on the attitude. Even though you work for someone, you are entrepreneur, and decided just to use working for someone as a tool to grow in your entrepreneurship. I can sense this very well. And so thank you for sharing this, because what you said is very powerful and guiding. You know, there is effort needed, there is dedication needed, a right mindset is needed in order to succeed. And also, you know, referring to, before we open for the questions, referring to what Diana has said, there is an infrastructure, you know, sometimes, and this meeting is quite valuable to me, because it helps me to realize, even though I will not put another startup together, I've done this over 20 years ago, and this startup is employing 200 people today, but infrastructure which exists today was not accessible even 5-10 years ago. So please use it. There is so much knowledge and know-how, and these incubators and these technology parks and these internship opportunities. And sometimes we wonder what we can do. You know, what can I do? I can do nothing, because, you know, there's no place I can go. Please go to Diana. She will tell you where to go to find the best way you can spend your spare time, instead of, you know, every job is good. But if you can do some internship in a place which is somehow linked to what you want to do in life, and how you can, you know, what you envisage for your professional career, do so. Don't waste time for, you know, like, I don't know where to go. These two ladies can provide a lot of guidance, and even, you know, like, maybe this is the first question, because this is an international group of students. Are these facilities and infrastructures accessible to foreign students? Because I'm sure that some of you and Poland needs you, will think about developing your career in this country and maybe bringing families over. So, Diana, if you can put some light on it, is it possible that foreign students or foreigners can join and benefit and grow in it?
Yes, thank you so much for the question. In general, I would say yes, but also we have to have in mind that some kind of programs might have some restrictions. But for example, if we are talking about the grants, but also it depends from what country you are coming from. So usually the programs are open for all members of EU, but outside EU it might be a little bit harder. But still, it doesn't mean, if you are talking about the grants, doesn't mean that if you are from outside of the EU, there is no possibilities for you. That's the one point. Second one, the places that I told you, so like incubators, accelerators, or platforms, all of them are open for international students, for international community. So definitely you can use them. Sometimes you have to have in mind that some kind of services that are offered by them might be available only in English. Sorry, not only in Polish. But also it also depends. And I would say that yes, in general, yes. But also it depends when and how and so on. So, but it's a more and more global possibilities. I will confirm what Professor said. If you have any hesitation, problems, ideas, questions, I'm available for you.
May I say something?
Yes, please do. Go ahead, Cassie. Yes.
I just wanted to tell you that most of our interns, because we are like IT company with special technologies, but most of our interns are coming from the first or the second year of university. And in my company, they are mostly from Belarus or Ukraine, or so not only for Polish people, and they are not speaking good Polish, so they're speaking English or Russian. So be aware that there are companies that are multilingual. Don't hesitate to ask. Asking doesn't cost you anything.
You see, so you got, guys, you got first invitation. Try to contact Kosikasi to open the door, and maybe some of you wants to do an internship with MBIC, and it's worthwhile to ask and explore what the
Remember, if not us, there are many companies, different type of business, and even if you are not IT, there is a work in IT sector not only for IT students, because we need analytics, we need student of mathematics. There are different types of IT. Don't think that only informatic is for IT. It's not. I finished the pedagogic studies, so you know, guys.
And also, I will add one thing to what Kosikasi said, that if you look about the websites of the IT companies in Dublin, the majority of the job ads are already in English, because English is so international language. So at work, it's usually you use that language. So that's why you have also the job advertisement or internship advertisement informations in English available.
And if you need an intern, don't hesitate to spend time, find companies that you like, and just send an email, even if they don't look. Because maybe in 2 weeks they will think, yeah, I need an intern. I remember I had an email from the guy and he wanted. I didn't need him then, but now I need it. So you have to take every possibility to set your own goal. Remember, don't hesitate and be brave.
Yes, absolutely. And even if you do not know anyone, now you know at least two people who can help, and then have dreams, like think that things are possible. Don't think, oh, I'm alone here, I can't do anything. If you have an idea, remember, keep this in the back of your head, that it's possible to implement this idea, and then things will happen because you add some kind of energy helping this to happen. And even, like, why not to have an idea of having our own business in Lublin? Today seems, wow, it's impossible. I've been here for 6 months. If you start thinking like that and exploring that, all the resources and infrastructure will work for you because it exists. So I think that you can already read this through the lines of what has been said by Diana and Kosikazi. Maybe you have some question, guys. My more detailed question. Feel free to ask. You can join anytime. You can also write your question on chat. I will need to read your questions on chat, however, because both Diana and Kosikazi do not have access to this part of Teams. So I strongly encourage you to just to make comment, maybe ask something. Don't hesitate. Don't be too shy.
While we are waiting, I can tell you guys that I'm from Lublin. I don't look like, but I'm Polish. And I've been living here all my life with few different stops in different cities, but still in Poland. And when I was a child, there was like 7 black children here. And now when we are walking all over the streets, we've got students, we've got owners of the, I don't know, small businesses. So the world is changing. And the most important thing is that there are people who want to help you, even with like feeling like at home. So there are many diasporas from your countries that will many communities that will make you feel at home. You just have to look for them, and the Lublin is a place that is very open for different cultures, and everybody gonna find a place here.
Yeah. Diana, maybe question, I get an idea why we are speaking. I saw in some other jurisdictions, still in Poland, and this is concerning the funding available to support different business initiatives. There were quite few projects initiated by entrepreneurs from Ukraine, even though they are not Polish citizens. Since they started a company registered in Poland, it was sufficient to be eligible for funding. Are these funding sources you're aware of that nature that they would allow? That would be enough?
As I said, it's there are really a lot of source of funding, and depends for what. So the source of funding that I was telling you before, so the ones that grants for establishing a company, that's the one. However, when you are the foreigner and you are from foreign outside of EU, so like Ukraine, you can establish a company in a sense of a limited liability company. That's the easiest way, to be honest, to establish a company. And then you are having a Polish registered company. And when you have such a company, then you are eligible for applying for any kind of grants. It can be research grants, can be development grants, can be cooperation grants, or any other that are all available for the Polish companies, because you are the owner of the company, but the company is Polish, so then you are able to start applying for them. And when we are talking about the grants, usually the grants are coming from EU funds, and you have to have in mind that it's three. I always say it's like 3 layers of the EU grants. One layer is the regional funds. So the funds that are connected only for the companies that are registered in Lublin region. That's the one source, and then you are going to Marshal office, and this is the office that is responsible for distributing that source of money. So all companies from the Lublin region can registered in Lublin region can apply for these funds. Second one are the national funds. And national funds are, so all companies registered in Poland can apply for this national funds. That ones are usually distributed by different ministries, but also the agencies that are in Warsaw. But the procedure is the same for all companies from all over the Poland. And the third one, the highest level and the highest money as well, I need to say, is the EU grants. So you are usually a part of consortium that it's international one, and you have a partner from other country in Europe, and then you applying directly to the EU. So, for example, like Horizon. That's one of the programs that are on the European level, and then all the companies that are registered in EU are eligible for applying for that money. So to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, so you guys now can see that the opportunities are before you. Maybe a piece of advice here. Sometimes, we think that, well, it's so hard to come up with a business idea and write a business plan and submit that business plan in a professional way. Before you do that, because of course it's investment and time and it requires some competence, maybe useful thing to approach funding institution just with a draft of an idea. Some of this funding available is like Bridge Alpha funds, and they can provide funding up to 1 million. And I think that Diana probably referred to one of these just a minute ago. And as far as I am familiar, it's a draft, like 1-2 page draft, some executive summary, and you can send this as a proposal if the idea holds together, if they see, if the team sees a potential in it. You can always get a feedback, and if not at this time, this feedback is a valuable review or some assessment which can guide you how to improve in the future. So now maybe I would switch to Kosikasi, and ask her, because you've got so extensive business experience. I went through MBIC story and different projects. It's really impressive. The outreach, the many continents, and developing IT solutions for process improvement. So it started like 12 years ago, not a long time ago, and it's been so successful. So I would like to ask you a question, what would be your advice? Because, normally, we think about the future, what future will bring, but the future will not bring anything if we don't think about the future, right? So what would be your advice, how to plan career, maybe, because you have this great story to share.
Yeah, I've been on market, as I told you before, 19 years. And always in my mind, I had Walt Disney words: if you can dream it, you can do it. So guys, it's not like this that I knew 19 years ago when I finished the pedagogic university that I want to be in IT and I want to be HR and business development manager. No, I didn't know that. My road was really, really bumpy, and this is my 8th place of a job because I chose to check it for myself because I wasn't sure what I want to do in my life. So I tried different roads, different companies, different stuff. And then I found the part of job that includes my character, that I can be myself, I am not coming here and be bored and like, oh my God, again, it's 7 o'clock. I have to go up to this office. I don't like it. No, I'm coming out. Oh my God, I'm going to meet people again. And it's like wonderful. So myself, I didn't know what was my final goal. Now I know it. So I chose to try. This is also a very important thing, not to hesitate to try. And even somebody will tell you no, as the professor said, feedback is very important. Because remember, you have to be humble on the beginning. And if somebody will tell you, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, it doesn't mean you are crappy. It means you have to work on something. And smart people will give you feedback that will let you grow. So remember about it that not every mistake or I don't know, not everything you're gonna do, it will be great on the beginning because you have to learn and listen to people who know more to find your own way. If you know already what you want to do in the future, that's great. Then build in your head your plan. Try to know people who will be able to help you to achieve what you want to have in the future. And networking, as Diana said, it's like basic in the city because sometimes you can read about something 5 years. But then when you meet the right person, you ask the two questions you haven't found in the book. And this person knows it because it's been there and tell you this and this. And you will be aware of the things that can happen to you and what you're supposed to do in your future. But remember, if you don't have this future road in your head already, because you are like new in the university and like many years to build something like forever, it's not bad as well. As we are telling you, because I think except like this government issues and stuff, you have to be aware that if you want to achieve something, you have to believe in yourself and you have to be aware of your strong sides, because strong sides will help you everywhere. Doesn't matter the type of the business and doesn't matter the place you are. If you know you are good in analytic thinking and this, choose the type of business that will give you opportunity to show your strong sides. But maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you are good in singing or drawing. Even in with such a qualities, you can find job in IT because we've got UX designers or stuff like this. So try to be open-minded because nowadays the business and the companies have so many positions. And when they are building teams, the teams are for everybody. And if you will be able to show your strong sides, believe me, if you will come somewhere and you will make a good impression, somebody will remember about you. And maybe not tomorrow, but maybe in a few weeks, somebody will like knock to your doors and say, I remember we met somewhere and you made a good impression on me. And I would like to ask you if you want to start an intern, maybe not a high position, but we would like to see, can you fit to our company? Remember that sometimes career starts like this.
Thank you. Thank you, Kosikasi, for that. It reminds us that a career, when we think about our career and when we think about the team building is about putting together different competence, different styles of thinking. And this is how businesses become creative. They can put together different competence, different point of view, even different mechanisms for critical feedback or constructive feedback. So it's not any surprise that in changing business environment, thinkers such philosophers are put on board and contribute. You know, who would think that graduating with a degree in philosophy will allow you to work in business, and it's
I've got
happening.
two in my company. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
It's happening. Same thing, sometimes we feel that we are wasting our time because what we study, maybe it's not exactly what we want to do. Then, of course, if it's not too late, it's good to change and then follow your dreams and find the most suitable way. And sometimes, we finish and we graduate and we feel, well, it's not exactly what I want it to be, but then the competence you develop and you build can be used in many other places. Like one would think it's quite a distance from pedagogics to IT. And Kosikazi's example shows that it's not distant at all, it all fits together. And now I have...
Professor, I need to say that for my first major, I'm a philosopher.
Wow.
From the first major.
You facilitate it. So I pointed out at the right spot.
Yes, exactly. And I need to say that the skills like that I was studying, the analytical thinking or critical thinking, that it was philosophy is mostly based on it. It was fantastic, and I'm using the skills every day in my work. But it was philosophy of inanimate nature, so it was a little bit science as well in it.
But you never know what you gonna use, what will be useful in the future, and you may laugh, but I'm working with people. I've been HR manager for many years in different companies, and working with people is like working with children. The mechanisms are exactly the same. So for me, it's like a great spectrum to work with people, to understand them, to be aware what they can feel, and to be able to think 2 steps ahead before them. Sometimes it's very wrong, but but this is how it works.
You see, guys, this is the modern business. This is not just delivering some products and services according to required specs, but it's about people, their personality, their needs, and these soft elements become quite fundamental for businesses to be successful, because this is about the environment which allows people to grow, or the environment which slows down people in their growth. So thank you for highlighting this. This is absolutely critical. And maybe question to Diana. Both of you conveyed a strong message that networking and interaction is so much important, but also addressing proposals is also critical. If you don't use the opportunity to tell you what you want, what you got to offer, nobody will hear you because you didn't say anything. And with that in mind, do you organize any type of mixers, like mixing events that people can come, like thematic, dedicated to a specific subject or business area where people can find and just spend time and discuss and, find each other, not necessarily in terms of looking for a job, but like mixing ideas and trying to find something creative. And then, of course, as an outcome, maybe find a job or business partner or something like this.
Yes, definitely, yes. We need to say, Kosikasi, that it is how we met actually during
That's why I'm
such a
smiling.
meeting. And Yes, definitely. That there are such a meetings. They are organized by different institutions, not necessarily by my institution, but also it happens. But also such organizations like business support institutions. They are making such a mixers. But also I need to say that right now during the pandemics it's a little bit harder to having such ones. So like networking through the teams happens sometimes, but it's not the best way. However, I believe that this kind of networking meetings will come back. But also maybe in this point, I will suggest you to visit the website or the Facebook of Lublin IT Upland. Lublin region is located on the Upland, so that was the name. So Lublin IT Upland, so it will be LWIT. And that's the shortest version of putting this one. And on Facebook or on the website of it, it's like a networking for people who are interested in who are interested or who are working in a IT sector. As we said, it's not necessarily IT people, but people who are working for the sector. And over there you will find a calendar as well with some also mixers event for students, for young professionals, for professionals that you can participate in.
Yeah, we focus a bit on IT, but there are also biotechnology students with us. I think that Lublin is quite significant biotechnology business development in Poland, both for medical area and agricultural area. So if you can expand on this, Diana.
Yeah, of course.
Even
Professor?
Yes.
We've got problems with network, I think,
yes,
because we are not hearing you correctly.
Sounds like your internet is slowing down.
My internet?
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Oh, sorry. But you heard the question, right?
Yes, I heard the question. Yes.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So yes, biotechnology was let's say pointed at 2012 as one of the sectors that are very important, or as I told you, priority sectors for Lublin through different reasons. But we have a fantastic resources. So one thing is that since we have 3 biotechnologies at the university, so it's at 3 different universities in Lublin. That's the one. So large resource of students or PhD students or professionals in the field. But from other hand, we have companies from that sector, and maybe since we have since we have the biotechnologies, the students here, can you give me the name of at least one biotechnology company in Lublin? Can be any.
This is a question to our
students. Yes, this is a question to the participants. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, please be encouraged to answer the question. Do you know any biotech?
I am any biotech company.
Yes.
So the thing is that I will be waiting for the answer. So I hope that at least one answer will show up. So while I will be waiting for it, I will tell you a few more points. That biotechnology companies here in Lublin, especially during right now the COVID crisis, they are really doing really well, because this is one of the sectors that are really not stopping, are actually growing, even through from this last 2 years. The companies are sometimes located in the special economic zone. So when we are talking about the infrastructure, you also there is such a place in Dublin where the companies are located, especially these ones from the manufacturing sector. And what they are doing. I see that we still, Professor, do we have any answer?
I don't see this, so continue, go ahead. Maybe
Okay.
our students are too shy, but they have right to be shy.
So, for example, you think about the company which is Biomaxima and PZ Cormay. That's the two companies that are producing the oh my God, I don't know word in English. The stuff for in vitro, laboratories research. There are actually 3 companies in Poland, and 2 are located in Dublin. They are manufacturing companies, both of them in the special economic zone. There is a fantastic company, Laboratoria Naturis, which is contract manufacturing company for dietary supplements, drugs as well. So they are doing amazing work, and they are present, as far as I remember, in the 40s international markets as well. In outside of, I mean, they are present. Their products are present outside of Poland in 40 other countries. My favorite company, which is quite small, but it's called Amer Pharma. They are also producing the dietary supplements, also for sports people. They are doing the food special food products. And I need to tell you, when I met them a few years back, they were small company with 5 people. And right now they are extending their place for extremely large manufacturing place, and it's a 5th time in the last 4 years that they are expanding. So they are growing amazingly, and I know that also they are very open for having the internships from foreign students, because they are also present in several 30 or something like 30 other markets. You have Establo Pharma, nice company that is producing the stuff for pregnant women, or to be a pregnant, or for also for guys to make pregnant. So all these ideas, and they are exporting this as especially outside of EU. So I can tell you much more examples of companies that are over here, but also I need to tell you that there are startups that in a biotech, because we talked that in platforms very often it's IT, but second the largest number of startups is biotechnology startups. They usually require much more investments in front, because biotechnology requires such resources, let's say. However, they have a huge potential to grow, and one of them is Next Bio. They are making the very interesting stuff for agriculture and for crops. Vitagenum, who is testing your genomes, and they are very successful in the market as well. Recently, there is a new startup which is called Privly, and they are making they are going maybe not for much by biotech, but more maybe medicine issues. So also so if you are small or big, you have a place here in Lublin, also in biotech, not only in IT. And maybe I have some kind of maybe it will help you to encourage you to ask more questions, I actually prepared some questions on Mentimeter. And if you know Mentimeter, then it will be great. If not, maybe you can help me to ask me to join me on Mentimeter. So if you can go, take your phone, basically, take your phone and go to the website, which is menti.com. If it's possible, if I can, if I can ask you for that. So menti.com.
Can you spell it, Diana?
Yes. So MENTI. Can I write it somewhere?
I will write in the chat.
Menti.com. And then use the code. And now I'm telling you the code. So
code, yes.
49.
I'm typing.
15.
15.
64.
64.
6.
Let me repeat. 491564. Correct?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay, so I send it to students. So you have already menti.com and then the code.
And there is a first question that I prepared for you. Can I share my screen, Professor?
This is a good question to Marta. You should have, like, when you go with the cursor up to the screen on the right side, there is a little arrow.
Yes.
Yeah, so you press this arrow, and then you can share whatever you want.
Yeah, I know.
Your screen.
I know this one. Okay, perfect. Let me try. So then everybody will have the. Do you see my screen?
Not yet.
I think we do, but we see the conversation.
Okay, maybe I made something wrong once again. What about now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's working.
Okay, perfect. So on the top of the screen, you have the address, so menti.com, and the code. And the first question to our students is, what is your major? Because I know that you should be from the biotechnology, mathematics, and IT, but maybe you are from other as well. So please vote.
So now your objective, your task is to log in. Please do so. Go to menti.com, www.menti.com.
Okay, so the first participant is from biotechnology. Okay.
So everybody should do it. So you know that.
So and you use your phone basically, and
everybody's logged in on a computer. So you know, like without logging out, you can do it. So while people are doing this, maybe a suggestion from me, you know, if we can have some kind of a map of different biotech or a list, maybe it would be useful to put something together because there's so many initiatives that people can find each other. I think that could be useful, and also in terms of international collaboration, because there are students here from different regions of the world, and there is so much interest in medical area and medical domain, either to transfer technologies develop, or maybe considering research or searching for different crops and species with some interesting chemistry for healing, you know, like herbal medicine and things like this. I think it's nice. There is a lot of opportunity to such exchange and communication, you know, like both in sales and marketing, but also, you know, looking for new sources of adaptogens and things like this. So think in such a way, you know, don't stay distant, but contact these. This is my comment to students. Contact these. It doesn't cost anything, but it can produce a huge feedback and benefit for both.
And I will also repeat what Cassie said, that contact companies. They are really open, and they will be very happy to receive your CV, your email from you. Don't. I would say if you not receive the response immediately or later on as well, don't feel that it's something wrong with you. It's basically it's not the moment maybe, but please let the companies know that you are here, that you are available on job market, that you are having such a skills, and it might happen in 2 weeks or in 1 month that they will contact you, because they will suddenly they are actually starting the project in maybe in your country, and they need somebody who knows the local market. So it's really worth to be in touch with the potential companies that are you interested in. You're interested in, yeah.
One
in your field
can change your life, and I really mean it.
Okay, so we have 7 people voted, so I can maybe go to the next question. So we have 4 from IT and 3 from biotechnology. Okay, so second question. Oh my God, what's that? Apparently, fantastic. But what cake? It wasn't in my.
Press enter to start countdown.
Thanks. So the question is, how many citizens live in Lublin? So knowing your own market, and you have just counting down.
So please enter this one.
Fantastic. I'm happy that you knew that it's around 340,000. That's true. Okay, perfect. So the next one. Okay.
This is for time also.
Also, this is also for time. So please be aware. So how many companies are registered in Lublin? So more or less, what do you think? And the majority knew the correct answer. Congratulations, guys. I'm so happy that you knew that. Okay, great. So the third one. And which of the companies are based in Lublin? You have 4 possibilities. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Great. Almost great. because you're right, Perła and Lubella, there are Lublin-based company. However, Polpharma is biotech company, but it's not based in Lublin. However, Pszczółka, Apis, and Herbapple, all of them are coming from the food processing. So, but don't worry, I was doing the same question with Polish students 2 weeks ago, and they also had this this question exactly the same. It was exactly the same answer. Okay, I have, and that's the actually open question. Can you tell us? I mean, we were talking a lot about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs. So can you give us your ideas, like what skills what you have in mind, what skills do entrepreneurs need to have? What are the most important skills to be a good entrepreneur? Okay, great. Thank you for the first one.
Don't hesitate to fill in.
Yes, exactly. So we have it's a fourth. We have fourth votes. Maybe some else. Creativity. I can see that it's right now the most important. Yes, definitely. Creativity, and also I see here the word flexibility and or adaptation. Yes, that's very, very similar. And I need to tell you that right now, when I'm looking at the what is going on the job market with the small entrepreneurs, when it's a lockdown, when we have some kind of restriction, I'm amazed with this one of the story of the guy who was he's making movies and photographs out of the some kind of family gatherings or weddings, like weddings and so on. However, right now there is not so many such parties, or there is no any of the parties that are organized. So what he was doing, or what he can do, there is not so much weddings. However, there is a lot of funerals. So he's doing the live transmission of the funerals. Because, in the lockdown, there are some moments that can be only 5 people in the church to say goodbye to your beloved ones, or you are in quarantine, or you are ill and you cannot go out of the home. However, you would like to say, be with this person for the last journey. So he's doing live, lives out of the churches and cemeteries of funerals. Sounds so strange, I would say.
No,
however,
it's not strange.
but it's exactly. But he changed. He adapted to the new situation.
Correct.
He used his flexibility, his skills to adapt to the new situation, and he's successful in the job market. He could wait 1 year or even more for the new clients, or he can find a niche in the job market for himself.
Like, guys, if I may say something, from my point of view, person who's looking for people and looking for clients for the company, the pandemic situation changed a lot, because many companies wasn't sure if they want to have in the company somebody who's not sitting directly in the office, and now they don't hesitate to hire somebody who's in different country. And that, for me as a HR manager, it's a problem, because it's worst, because people are working for everybody everywhere now, and I still want people to sit in the office. But from the second point of view, it's easier for me to come to the other company and tell them that, yeah, hello, we are software house from Lublin, from Poland, and we can do job for you. And they are more open-minded now, and they understand that they don't have to see you face to face like in the real world. We can just like meet on Teams or somewhere to talk about the stuffs that are needed to start the business together.
Yeah, that's very important remark. You know, this adaptability is not just on adaptability of people only ourselves, but also adaptability of businesses and organizations. And we were just forced to do this. And what seems to be impossible 2 years ago, now it's like a mainstream, although I still prefer to meet in person.
Exactly. I'm only like sad because we had such a ritual that if we have a new client, we are flying to the client to meet it in person. And now, since 1 year, we haven't flew nowhere.
Guys, any questions, remarks, comments? You adapted so well to this Teams tool that you don't ask questions because questions are asked by the cloud, right? No, it doesn't work like that. But please feel free and be encouraged. Maybe we ask these questions for you, but you can do it yourself as well. This would greatly add to this meeting and interaction, and also help Diana and Kosikasi in their work, because they've been always looking for people, always looking for opportunities, how to help, how to find talents, how to find connections. You know, so be connective. You know, life is about connection and asking communication. If you don't,
I can see the hand.
We have a hand.
Yes, please go ahead. Who is? Let me.
Excuse me.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to become a data scientist, to be honest, and I have skills regarding the backend and the first end as well. I know many programming language, the Java, C++, mainly SQL and Python. But at the moment, the current situation, I have also applied for an internship, but I'm getting the negative reviews that we can't hire the international student, and they want some polish they told me that we like your resume, but you want to have a polish so we can hire you. So in that situation, like how do I get the positivity in my life because of this review what the companies are offering to me? I'm getting negativity for the. Do you know what I mean to say?
Yeah, probably it's for me. Yes.
Yeah, I'm big. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? Like, for example, it depends from the company. And I don't think the nationality matters because in my company it doesn't. But for example, in my company, I have only one place for internship. And I would never tell you that I will not take you for internship because you are not Polish. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's like stupid. And it doesn't matter the country you're coming from. Maybe they don't have a place and they don't know how to say it nicely. And the other thing, you just have to try. You just have to try it because there are many IT companies. Yes, they don't like to take interns because we have to take care of interns. So the normal worker will have to spend the time with an intern. This is the reason. Not because it's something wrong with you. And you always have to remember, as we told you before, you have to try sometimes many times before you're going to make it. Don't think that sometimes you have
20
to knock.
times.
Yeah, sometimes you have to knock in 100 doors and 101 will be open.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Exactly.
So,
And maybe I will also add one more thing. Maybe consult your CV with somebody. Can be
You
somebody
can
from
consult
the,
with me.
for example, with the Kosikasi or with
Yeah.
the Bureau Career, I mean, the office of the jobs career at the university. Because maybe from your CV doesn't look like that you know already all these languages or something. Maybe it can be, but it's good to also to ask somebody to have a second look on your CV, because also from my experience, it happens very often happens that the CV doesn't shows your skills and your potential.
Okay, for sure.
But
I
you
will
have
go
to
through.
be also aware, sorry, I'm interrupting you, that nowadays, because of the pandemic issue, in IT, we are looking for seniors and middle developers. And I'm aware that it's really not easy to jump into the market if you are a junior or trainee like you. So somebody who doesn't have commercial experience and just want to have an intern. So you're not even junior now for us. You're a trainee. And because of pandemic situation, there are less places to have the intern, but it doesn't mean that there aren't any.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. I
Cyril,
really
I
appreciate-
sent everybody on the email to Kosikasi so you can contact,
Of
like
course.
since and I also sent an email to Diana. If you send me an email with your group CV, things like distribute this, I'm not guaranteeing that's going to help. I'll distribute this through my network. We run IT businesses, and there is always a chance. But as Kosikasi said, don't get discouraged and don't get down because there is no answer. It's like in sales, like someone
Yeah.
gets discouraged after 5 phone calls, and after 10 phone calls, and someone after 100 phone calls, and someone gives 150, and then there is a sales close, right? So how much you make per phone call, right? Either zero or something. So this is one thing, but I will try to help you with this networking too.
And please, if you're going to write an email to me, please write in email that we met on this meeting, because this is the issue that I'm not doing for everybody, but because of the situation and we are here now, we want to help you guys. But this is not something that is regular. So feel like a special people now.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Kosikasi. This is very
No
kind
problem.
of you. It's almost 11:40, so I think that our time is getting over. We are, almost finished, I think. If there is still chance for you to ask question or comment, you can always send an email. Just do not hesitate. If there is nothing urgent and no remaining issues, ideas, I would like to thank very much both Diana and Kosikasi for their time and for sharing and for bringing some positive attitude. We need this in this difficult time. So we need your smile, we need your encouragement, and this worked very, very well, even though this communication tool is limited in the way to convey positive energy. It really did. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for being with us. It's also important that you would be a part of such of meetings, because you never know who you're going to meet.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to talk with you, and I wish you all the best in your future careers. I hope in Lublin, and I hope we will have a possibility to meet again soon.
On maybe one of mixers in real.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If something happens, some mixing events, I will also let you know. But now you have the places where to search for, in particular Diana's office, and consider these funding opportunities, and creating your own companies or getting with someone just to explore and you know, develop some type of a sense of a potential which is out there, and just grab it. Thank you. Thank you all.
guys.
Thank you so